Today is Wednesday, May 30th, 2012. I have sitting before me Hernán Cortés. Sir, could you introduce yourself? My name is Hernán Cortés, and it pleases me to be invited to recount my life and my accomplishments. I was born in 1485 in a small Spanish town, and my health was not too good as a young lad. Mr. Cortés, did your physical well-being affect you in adult life? I was not the healthiest child, but as an adult, my poor health did not interfere with my life, especially my fondness for women. Is it true that you were extremely friendly with women? There were several women who insisted that I father their children. I must admit, it was possible due to my less than perfect morals. Well, we all have our weaknesses, Mr. Cortés, and I agree that women can be irresistible. Is there anything else you have a passion for? Besides women, my passion is gold, possessing as much as possible. There are rumors that gold was plentiful in America, so this motivated my exponential travels. When we arrived in Mexico, circumstances could not have been better. The Mexican people were quite generous. They shared their women and welcomed us with food and gold. Well, were there any opportunities for you and your men to take advantage of the generosity? My men alerted me to the fact that I was seen as the legendary man-god who had returned to claim the land. I will not apologize for exploiting this incorrect belief. This legendary lie padded me with wealth. In my time period, we have lotteries that pad you with wealth. Sir, can you relate concerning a major accomplishment? I must recount my experience with the Aztec Emperor Moctezuma II. Fortunate for me, he believed the legend that I was a god, so the gold poured in as gifts. For some reason, King Moctezuma had the notion that I would go on his land and take over. Was this your intention? That was exactly my intentions. To defeat him and his army, I had to raise an army of my own. My ingenious plan was to force the Mexican Indians to join forces with me. What tactics did you use to get the Mexican Indians to follow you in carrying out this plan? I used human fear. The Indians were afraid of my prior victories, and recognizing that people should be given choices, I let the Indian people choose. What were the choices? They could join me in defeating Moctezuma, or I would kill them. That was not much of a choice. Yes, and it was amazing how quick they were willing to join my army. Was King Moctezuma initially aware of your plan to defeat him and take all of his possessions? Moctezuma did not suspect anything. He was so kind to me and my soldiers and provided us with a lot of gold. The king went so far as to provide us with accommodations in the Aztec palace. Did you experience any guilt knowing that your intentions? I took advantage of his gullibility and captured him and demanded ransom from his people. I love power and money. Well, did you experience any difficulties with your men? My lieutenant went against my orders and killed King Montezuma's nobles while I was away from the Aztec palace, and this infuriated the Aztec people. After the murders, the people did not wish to provide any more hospitality, despite the pleadings from their king, who was a hostage. We forced their king to talk to them, and his own people stoned him and anointed another leader. I do regret catching the Chola city on fire and killing 20,000 people, but survival of the fittest is my motto. What motivated you to destroy an entire village of people? We heard rumors that the townspeople were planning to kill me, so during the night I attacked and burned their city to kill them first. Because the people regard you as a god, this act surely made them think that you were a vengeful god. The Aztec people began hating me, their legendary god. After they attacked, I barely made it to Cuba without dying. Did this stop you from your goal of owning the land of the Aztec? The people only delayed my plans. I was very angry. After recovering, I took my men back to the island and destroyed their Aztec empire. The last emperor had no choice but to give me the land, and I gave it to Spain. My goal for wealth was realized. Well, now that you are a wealthy man and had succeeded in your conquest, were you happy and satisfied with your life? No, I am not. My health is not good, and my physicians tell me that I'm going to suffer a painful death. Sir, I am sorry to hear that. What is that? A giant whirlpool just appeared behind you. Another portal has opened up, and if I'm going to return to my world, I must jump through it right now. Thank you so much for allowing me to interview you before I was forced to leave.